to episode 25 of Comics and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically, kind of. I forgot the tagline.
Yeah, tongue-tied.
Little tongue-tied on that one.
Yeah, whatever. We're going into Detective Comics number 47. It was released in January 1941, so this is the first of the 1941 issues. Yeah. It is 13 pages long, and it's called Money Can't Buy Happiness. It is still by DC Publications. It's still 10 cents. And it only says 10 cents this time. It doesn't say in Canada.
I was just going to say, it doesn't say 15 cents in Canada on the bottom of it. This it has the bar, but it doesn't. Maybe they were like, Canadians don't get this one. You're not allowed to have this one, Canadian.
We don't like Canadians, apparently.
No, this one does say Bob Kane on it.
Yes. We also don't like Chinese people, and...
No, we're okay with the Chinese now.
Oh,
yeah,
they apologize. Yeah, we apologize to the Chinese.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe we're mad at the Canadians now.
Okay. Anyway, we open up with a canon splash page, because now I have to differentiate between canon and not canon. As Batman's throwing a guy, he's on top of a truck, and he's throwing a guy into a bunch of thugs who are about to shoot him.
Yeah. I'm not. What was going on here? Were they robbing a Knox Furs truck?
They were trying to steal fur. Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, how many fur companies are in Gotham? Because there was a wolf fur earlier. Now we got Knox Furs.
Knox Furs.
Well, if a fur company's established somewhere, you want competition there, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway.
It says they were trying to hijack the truck.
Yeah, so Batman beats them up, the cops come, and Batman runs away. It was just him stopping a crime. That's all it was there for.
Yeah. So showing how he gets back to, we'll get to it, but...
Yeah. So after Batman escapes, he goes to an abandoned farm.
Well, first he goes up a fire escape, and then he swings through like a city.
Yeah, that's what I said. He after he escapes, he leaves the city. He goes to an abandoned barn, which has a giant hole with a ladder in it. That's not conspicuous if anyone walks in there. But the giant ladder leads down to a staircase, which leads up into Wayne Manor.
Yes. Right into Wayne Manor, and I'm telling you, I misread this bubble when he walks into Wayne Manor, and I thought he called him a D-head. It says, "Hiya, Dickie, my lad," and I'm telling you, I read it totally wrong. Sorry.
So Bruce comes into Wayne Manor and asks Dix if he had any phone calls, and he said, "Yeah, your banker called about your earnings." And so we go to the next day, where Bruce goes to the bank and talks to his banker, who's also a multimillionaire.
What is his name? His name's something Midas.
I just see it. Midas.
Yeah, I'm not sure it says anything. Harvey Midas.
Harvey Midas.
Because we got a couple Midases in this. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, Harvey Midas is his name. So Harvey's explaining the job, and then Harvey's son comes in and says, "You ready to go to the football game, Dad?" And Harvey's like, "No, I gotta work today. I can't do it."
Neglecting the poor kid.
And then Bruce is like, "Well, why are you not going to the football game?" And he's like, "Oh, business is thing." And then this is where we learn that Bruce Wayne is a meddler.
Yeah, well, right. That's what I was just going to say. Hey, Bruce, mind your own business, Bruce. How's that sound?
Harvey Midas says that to him several times throughout this comic.
Oh, yeah. This we said that these next three were pretty good, and I'm sorry I didn't like this one.
No.
I didn't hate this one, but by the end, I was getting ready to say before, it's just a public service announcement. There's really not much going on here.
Oh, no.
My problem was, Bruce, mind your own business. That was my problem with it.
Not only, this is not a PSA, and I'll explain when we get to it, but Bruce decides, after, he decides that Harvey Midas is just a bad dad, that he's going to dress up like Batman and stalk this poor family.
Oh, I don't like how he was raising his kids. I'm going to go climb on the side of his house.
Well, and that's why I say it's a PSA. The whole comic, this one, is Bruce trying to teach this guy a lesson.
Yeah, but the lesson doesn't work at the end.
It doesn't work at all. Yeah. A PSA is supposed to have the lesson work. All those Robin ones that we've done, we called PSAs, at least the message was there and followed up on.
Yeah, this message sucks. You'll say at the end, this message sucks.
Anyway, so Batman's listening in, and we find out that the mom is bad too, because the daughter likes a person that's not rich, but she can't have that, so she's got to not be with him. She has to worry about her social status.
Right.
Okay.
Neglecting the kids again. So that's still that's really bothering Bruce.
Again,
but Batman's in their house.
Yeah, he's in their house listening to this conversation.
Yes. Again, this is a public service announcement to parents, not children.
So
no, they thought it was. You're right. They thought it was.
It still is.
We always ignore the fact that Batman busts and breaks in to enter in people's house because he's usually stopping a crime or something.
Yeah, these people aren't doing anything wrong.
He just broke into this person's house and he's stalking these people.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. Bruce is a weirdo.
He doesn't like the way that he treated his son earlier, and he wants to investigate it.
It's none of his business, and he's smoking a cigarette too.
And then after he finds out about the daughter, the next night he follows the son around.
Yeah, he finds out he can play the tuba or whatever the hell, saxophone.
Well, we're not there yet.
Okay.
Because he spends a couple of days following around playing up the Playboy thing, and we find out that the son is a gambler. Ooh.
Right. Yeah, that's bad news. That's still not a crime, though. It's legal. It's legal.
Well, he feels bad, though, because he feels like the kid is going down the wrong path, and his father is too busy with work to pay attention to his son. That's what the whole thing's about.
But it's not his business.
I get that, but that's what I'm telling you, that this
you're
is
right
a
about
PSA.
That. You're right about that. That's what the PSA is. But if the lesson at the end of this is a bad lesson.
But
it's not.
But my point... You're completely wrong on this.
We're going to get there.
No. When we get there, you're going to know what we're talking about when we get there. But go ahead.
So we find out that the kid is a saxophonist or trumpetist, and he wanted to be orchestra leader or whatever he said it's called.
Yeah, his dad won't let him.
He leads his own orchestra, but yeah, his dad won't let him. And then we find out that Diane Midas, the daughter, makes her debut and was forced to marry this washed-up count.
Guess?
Yes.
But it sounds like this count is broke.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not the only one that doesn't make sense to, right?
Well,
right, no.
The count is putting on that he's not broke.
Oh, but she knows it, though, because he says, "Darling, you are now mine." And she's like, "Yes, that was my money."
Yeah.
Right, but her father thinks he's a prestigious man.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's got a title.
I guess. Yeah.
And
his ex-wife had money, too.
Yeah, apparently he goes around marrying rich ladies.
Yes, you see?
But he must go through his money because he doesn't have it when this comes around.
Right, but the banker doesn't know that for some reason. He thinks he's a prestigious man. He has a big name in town.
Well, I don't even think he cares about the money. If it was, maybe he just wanted the title of Count. And the Countess. So, Bruce meddles some more as
and smokes a pipe.
Yeah, decides to meddle some more as the kid is drunk. And so he shows up and scares these guys. Like, the drunk's getting in, the son's getting in with some gamblers, or I guess, because they don't say they're criminals of any sort. But
no, they're out partying now.
Yeah, and they're like, Batman's like, oh, they're going to be taking advantage of it. And so Batman shows up and scares them.
He stares at them with his arms folded, but he does say tin horn gamblers, that they're tin horn gamblers.
Right.
I don't know what that means. But.
So he spooks the criminals, which causes them to run away, drive fast, and then they accidentally run over a newspaper boy.
And cripple him.
I'm surprised he's not dead because he's laying flat with newspapers.
Yeah. They ran him over. They didn't, just bump him. They ran his ass over.
And they didn't stop at all.
The rich kid runs him over. These gamblers are using him for his money and his ride.
Right.
Yeah.
And Bruce is looking out for the kid because his dad is not.
They're not criminals.
They're allowed to criminals. Right, you'll see they become criminals.
All right, they do become criminals, but that's only because Batman pushed them into it. But let me ask you this. Doesn't Batman have other criminals he should be stopping right now? There's like a bank getting robbed somewhere right now, or Gotham's a shithole full of criminals.
Right. Or he could have went to the bottom of that ravine and seen if Hugo Strange was still alive.
Don't worry. Batman isn't forgetting about the other places, but he's trying to make it a better place and teach parents that this is what will happen if you don't pay attention to your kids.
Uh-huh. So the gamblers that were with the kid are now blackmailing the family because the kid will go to jail for running over a kid otherwise. So now they're
criminals.
But the father said, "Oh, well, we can't have you go to jail because of my name, so we're going to pay the bribe." And Batman shows up to give Lumpy's P.S.A. Announcement here about how you should not pay the criminals and just accept your punishment, blah, 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 blah.
Right. You need it.
Yeah, but listen. Now, at this point, Batman knows that he ran that kid over. Batman could take him to jail right now. Instead, the rich guy tells him to get out, and he leaves.
If that wasn't any other criminal, he would have had punched him in the face, tied him up, and left him at police headquarters.
Yes.
But this episode's not about crime. It's about teaching the parents the lesson.
This is a kid's comic, apparently.
This one's for parents to learn what'll happen if you don't take care of your kids.
Anyway, Midas tells Batman to get out of his house and mind your business.
And he leaves.
And he does. He leaves. Batman actually takes that and leaves.
He leaves out the window, by the way. Just wanted to point that.
But he tells him, you think your money can buy anything, but what it can't buy is your son's self-respect. Remember that later, okay?
Yes.
So Batman, after Batman does that, he's got Robin stalking the daughter on the other side of the house, and we find out that, the Count and her are breaking up, they're getting a divorce. But the Count
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
The Count doesn't like that, so he's gonna go and hire the thugs that he hired last time to kill I thought he killed his ex-wife, but apparently he just stole their jewels or whatever.
That's what I was going to interrupt and say. I thought that he was going to these guys to get her killed.
So did I.
But apparently he just wants her robbed for some reason.
Well, these are the same guys that were in the car with the son.
No, they ain't. They're different.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
They are. That's why they have the hats on, so that you know that it's the same hats as the guys that were in the car.
Are they?
Possibly.
The guys in the
they all got orange hats on.
Same, yes. That's why they do the hats again at the table, so you know that these guys are criminals.
This has got really dumbed in, and this is really...
Yeah, I told you that. It's just a PSA. It's dumber than you thought.
It is a convoluted story. It really is.
It's a horrible story.
These criminals are just involved with the whole... Coincidentally, with both siblings? Yeah, okay.
I'm just telling you that the drawback, that's how they bring it back. They show the hats, so you know that it's the same criminals all running all of this.
Anyway, the Duke hires the criminals and says, I'll leave the door open for you. But Robin overhears it. And so later, Robin reports his findings to Batman. And so Batman breaks into the house again and knocks out the Count, and then...
It's jokey Batman, by the way.
It's jokey Batman.
He calls the guy sweetheart.
Lump, you're wrong. Because Batman stops these guys right here.
Yeah.
And then...
About it.
He stops the ones that are Robin right here, and then he goes and beats up the other one. The bribers. The blackmailers.
Yeah, they're all part of the same gang. That's why they all still have the hats on. It's all the same. I'm just saying, they keep drawing the same hats on all these people, so you know that they're all part of the same thing.
No, I think that's just the artist being cheap.
He's being cheap by taking the time to draw the hats?
No, so he doesn't have to draw a different thing every time.
All I'm saying is a public service announcement.
Maybe they are from the thing. It doesn't freaking matter. We're spending way too much time on it.
And
that's why I keep bringing it up, because it doesn't actually matter.
I gave up because I had no dog in that fight. I was just like, okay, have fun with that.
So... Anyway, Batman beats up the robbers, and then I don't know why he's punching this guy in the face.
He's just beating up the robbers still, I think.
No, because he beats up the two robbers that come in with the hats that Lumpy keeps mentioning.
He calls him sweetheart.
And then this guy in red. Who's this guy?
He's not red in my book. He's purple.
Purple.
Or purple, whatever.
Purple
but who are they?
I think they were trying to get out. Batman grabs him as he's trying to go out the door and punches him in the face.
That's the same suit as the previous panel?
Yeah, yeah.
Because in my previous panel, they're in gray suits, and in this one, he's in a red suit.
Well, they're gray in mine, but that one's like purplish, but it's like a grayish purple.
Yeah, mine are all kind of purple in all of them. The only one is in yellow is the dad.
I thought he was in a different place all of a sudden, and I was so confused.
I think it's the same, because the walls are still the same color.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the robbers are trying to get away, but Robin uses his slingshot to stop them.
Yeah.
And then Batman explains how the Count was robbing him, blah, 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 blah. But, Harvey Midas is like, thank you for figuring that out, but you still mind your business. I'm going to go play these blackmailers. That's essentially what's it. But then Batman and Robin jump on the top of his car.
Yeah, after they call him a stubborn old fool.
Yeah, but he didn't see them on the top of their car?
No, yeah, I guess not.
I mean, maybe you can excuse Batman, but Robin's wearing yellow.
Well, when they're on top of the car, okay, but then what? Did they jump off while he's still in the car? Or, did they wait for him to get out and he's not going to see them, laying on top of his car? I don't know what the heck happened.
Yeah, and they don't get down until after Harvey goes into the house.
But here's my question. Harvey had to get in the car. He didn't see them on top of the car in the first place?
Well, I think they jumped on after he started moving, right?
Oh, I guess that's possible.
But still,
they didn't hear him land on the roof.
Still, he didn't see them when he got out of the car either?
I don't know. This one's really bad. So Harvey goes in to pay the blackmailers, and then Batman breaks the door because he doesn't like doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of windows now, it's all doors. He just breaks doors.
And then he goes through windows. He actually opens the windows not a lot of the time.
Yeah,
sometimes,
he used to bust through windows, but
no,
now
he only busts windows when he's trying to get away.
Oh, when he's leaving, you're right.
Oh, yeah, because he sneaks in. He opens windows.
He sneaks in, but he bashes through to leave. You're right.
But when he's trying to get to them fast, he breaks right through that front door.
So they start fighting, and then the criminals run up to the roof again. I don't know how these criminals jump the roof all the time.
They do. They leap roof the roof.
And
it's so far that Robin couldn't jump it.
Yeah. And so Robin
it's a big leap. So
Robin has to use a rope to kick the guy in the back of the head. Meanwhile,
I never understand that whole, I'm going to throw a rope and it's going to tie itself at the other end. A lot of comic books use that, but how does that work?
It has a lasso on it.
This one does not. Yeah, maybe it has a little lasso.
If you look on there, it has a loop that's actually going around it. It's actually drawn like a lasso on this one. A lot of times it's not, but on this one,
a lot of times it just throws it, and all of a sudden, oh, look, it wrapped around somehow.
Yeah, this one has a loop, but usually, for some reason, it doesn't.
Meanwhile, I guess the main blackmail guy is shooting at Batman. He gets in his car. Batman jumps into the car because that's supposed to be impressive. And then he knocks out the guy and causes him to crash in a tree. Is that guy dead?
It looks like there's some blood going on.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't have blood, but he did crash into a pole.
And Batman punched him in the back of the head and lets him friggin' slam into the pole.
I think that guy's dead. I think that has to count.
I got blood. I think he's dead.
All right.
He broke the pole. I don't know, Chris, what do you think?
I'm going to call him dead because Batman doesn't take him to jail or nothing. They don't ever do anything about him, anything. So, yeah, I would assume,
They leave him there.
37.
Dead.
All right. So, I forgot to mention, while they're all fighting, one of the guys shot the son who was there with the father to deliver the blackmail. So, somehow, with superhuman speed, Batman gets the son to the doctor. And this is the lesson, he got shot, and your money can't save him from getting shot, although it could have.
No, you're not understanding. The guy was going to get shot either way, even if he paid him.
Yeah.
They were going to kill them, even if he paid him.
What they're saying now is, now that he's laying in that hospital bed, your money can't save him.
Yeah, but he's saying that your money could never save him. Your money wasn't going to save him before, because you would have ended up in the same position. And now the kid is shot, and your money can't bring him back to life.
The kid wouldn't have gotten shot. The blackmailers would have just kept blackmailing him. That was Batman's point.
Yeah, and if they kept on blackmailing him, and eventually if you didn't pay, you would have got shot too.
That's all supposition at best.
Even if you're right, okay, that's a nice lesson. But we're about to ruin it anyway, so.
Yeah, so we're at trial for this kid because he turns himself in.
Right.
But the parents of the cripple newspaper boy dropped the charges because he paid them money.
Money. They throw money at the poor cripple kid, and then he gets away with running over the cripple kid. And what the hell kind of lesson is that?
This is not only was it when he drive away without stopping.
Hit and run.
Hit and run. Not only is it hit and run, but it was driving under the influence. He was drunk at the time.
And the poor kid is crippled.
Well, let's go back first. That wasn't a law back then. You could drink and drive all you wanted in the 40s, all day long. There was no DUIs. There was no DUIs in the 40s. That's number one. Number two is, listen, if he went through the court system, they were going to have to pay anyway. But now the guy owned up to his crimes, and the father realized that.
Yeah, or he would have went to jail. If this guy did not have money, he'd be in jail right now.
Yes,
that's not true.
Yes, it is true. It's 100% true.
Left him to die.
You think those parents would have forgave him if they didn't get the money that they asked for?
Would a good lawyer, if the kid was under distress because Batman jumped
if he didn't have
and distracted him.
If he didn't have money, he wouldn't have had a good lawyer.
The court appoints you a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's the law.
They're not good lawyers usually. I watch crime dramas. They give you the bad lawyers.
Batman distracted him. It wasn't the kid's fault. If anything, Batman should be paying for that kid.
Well, Batman has 37 murders on his hand. This is not a Batman problem right now. We know Batman's a terrible person. This is just stupid and wrong and not realistic at all. This was a terrible comic.
You're going back to my P.S.A. If they would have threw the kid in jail, they couldn't have showed Harvey being a good dad and going to the ball game with his kid.
True.
That's why they can't tell it like a crime story like the kid goes to jail. They have to use it for their point.
It is called Detective Comics.
But this is not one. This is a PSA.
This is called Detective Comics number 47.
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but this is another, so that instead of this one being for kids, this is to teach parents to take care of their kids.
But this is 1941. Parents were not reading comics at this time. Most of the people were at the war at this time.
Some people were reading. We didn't go to war until 42. So we didn't in war yet.
It doesn't matter.
You say it's a PSA, I say it's a POS. A piece of...
Anyway,
I enjoyed this comic.
The father goes to the ball game with his son, and the mother doesn't see status or rich people anymore. And that's the end after, Bruce gives his little, monologue about how, money can't buy shit, coming from the multimillionaire who doesn't need to buy anything.
Wait, the multimillionaire where he bought a gym to get the kids off the street last time. Money can't buy everything.
He also uses his money to fight crime. It buys everything for him.
Yes. The point in this whole story, which was a totally worthless story, was let's pay more attention to your children. That's what it was about.
I think you're just being a contrarian this episode.
I am, because you both hated it and I liked it. So yes, I am. And I'm just saying, to me, the whole point in this one was just to prove the point that you need to pay attention to your kids.
But they told it poorly, and it was not a good lesson.
It's 1940.
Uncle Chris, who was in this one? It's 1941, by the way.
41, yeah. Batman, Robin, Henry Midas... First appearance and only appearance to date, it says. So maybe they got, plans for Henry. I'm not sure. But it doesn't list his children. What was the son's name?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, the daughter was Diane. I remember that. And the location's Gotham City.
Now, wait a minute. So, after this episode, Batman gets a new banker?
Oh, why? Why would he? He's a good dad now.
But he never comes back in the comics, so I guess he switches banks after this.
Bankers aren't usually a part of stories like this, so why would he come back?
Maybe he went to find some other banker who treats his kids like shit. That's what he did.
He's got to go save some other kids. Some other bankers' kids. We'll see in the next PSA announcement.
Uncle Chris, what's the joke?
What's Batman's favorite Chinese dish?
Oh, God. I don't know if I want to know.
I can't remember what he ordered the last time when he got thrown
out. Well, they say it's Kung Pao chicken.
Wait, hold on. Joke was terrible. Sorry, when Batman got thrown out, where, Lump?
Oh, out of the Chinese restaurant.
It wasn't even him.
It wasn't Batman.
That wasn't him. It was Slam Bradley.
Right, it was Slam Bradley. Wow, that was the first episode.
Yes.
And I was agreeing with you. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
It wasn't Slam Bradley either, just so you know.
Who was it? I forget.
It was. He didn't really have a name.
It was just some other guy.
It was a. They mentioned a first name in it, but it was that Red Dragon one. Or
yeah, I remember it. I just, for some reason, at first I thought it was, and then I thought, oh wait, it wasn't him who got
no, you guys are getting your detectives mixed up.
I just all these PSA announcements. I'm trying to.
I don't understand. We've only reviewed Batman for the last 24,
and he remembers the one that wasn't Batman.
The first one, yes.
All right, I'm done with this one. Bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
TJ here from Comics and Us, just here to plug the social media. Check us out on Twitter. Our handle is @EveryTNUs because someone took everything and us, but the name of the Twitter page is Everything and Us Podcast, and then the handle is @EveryTNUs. You can also check us out on Instagram, which is also Everything and Us. These all encapsulate all the podcasts that I do, but you're going to find all your updates for Comics and Us, Anime and Us, so forth and so forth. You can also contact us right now at everythinginUspodcasts@gmail.com. Still working on the website. And until then, that's where you can get a hold of us. That's all. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.